Namaste and greetings, my beautiful souls. I really try my best to squeeze all the cards into the picture, into the camera, so you could see. It is extremely difficult because it's a very, very little table. It's really tiny. It's not a full-size table. This reading I was preparing for quite a bit of time. It was in my head for quite a bit of time. Why? Because there are many stories, especially taking into consideration, sorry for my voice, it's not the choose the card. It's going to be a long, deep reading, and it's going to be important for many of you. Please, of course, just remember that this is general, and of course I don't expect it's going to resonate for all of you, but if you clicked it, if you're watching it, then there is something here for you. It is 11 questions, his part of the story. Why did I decide to do such a reading? Because there are different circumstances. It could be that he suddenly died in car accident or at war. It could be you had something special, you felt it, that you had something special, but life circumstances interfered and you really never even talked to each other, explaining or opening to each other anything. Or maybe you did, he never did. His part of the story with you is for those of you whose man, sorry boys, this is for the girls of all ages, religious, languages, upbringings, and so on. Whether this story happened 25, 35, 40 years ago, or this story happened a year ago, but the bottom line, he never told you his part of the story. You have your part of the story with him. Your love, your struggle. I'm sorry, my neighbors are talking out there very loud. So the bottom line is he never told you what was his part of the story with you. So I put 11 questions and I put 2 cards to each question, and I do not like the question like, does he love me? Does he still love me? Does he really love me? Does he remember me? Does he think of me? Does he want to have sex with me? I can do that as well. But I want to see not just his part of the story, but what you left in him, what you have him see and understand about the world, about himself, and such. So going to be 11 big question, his part of the story with you, his story with you, which he never told you, whether he is maybe has the avoidant attachment style, maybe he is, I don't know, married and you are married, because I had an insanely huge story yesterday with the words I tried to avoid. This story of twin flames, I looked at them, at their photos. The same pair of eyes were looking at me from 2 faces, and part of me really wanted to not explain this woman, this beautiful woman, the truth about what they have. But unfortunately, I'm a very brutally honest. It was very deep and very beautiful and very sad at the same time, but they do what they have come here to do. So, blah, 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 I'm talking too much. His part of the story. His story was you. He never told you. The cards number 1. First question is this. Who was he emotionally, spiritually, before you entered his life? Who was he? Emotionally, spiritually, inside, before you entered his life. We have already quite a deep, quite a significant card. We have the Death card and the Six of Swords together with that. So before you, it's like that movie, Me Before You. Before you, he was already emotionally moving through a lot of things in his life which were at the verge of ending. And Death card is also transition. It's a transition. So death here in this spread as the answer to this question doesn't mean death, physical, or tragedy. It means the following. He had his old emotional version of himself, and it was already collapsing by the time of your coming. Something inside him was detached. Something inside him felt fake. Something inside him felt numb. So he had been living such circumstances and such life that he learned how to emotionally leave things behind, kind of bury them instead of living through them. So pretty much he tried to whatever come to deeply feeling anything, and you can see it right here in Six of Swords. It's a card of emotional withdrawal. It's a card of detachment with his core self, with the child in him, distancing himself from himself, but also it was his method of survival. Mental control, he learned the hard way. If you dig into psychology and childhood trauma in men and women, this is in most of cases would work differently. The boy who understands that feeling too much hurts too much learns not to feel too much or not to feel at all, or block the feeling with his mental control, which we see in the sword. So you see that right here. Let me see closer, like I'm gonna speak till tomorrow. The figures, the woman, the child, and the male here are symbolizing his masculine self, his feminine self, and his child, his inner child. He's sailing away from the swords, means from the water of emotions and feelings. He learned to deal with the help of mental control, rigid mental control. So who was he emotionally before you entered his life? Emotionally, he was kind of making a lot of part of himself numb, not to feel pain. He was carrying a lot of this unresolved past pains and transitions he didn't want to get into. And he learned to control feelings and emotions with the willpower and with logic, which is swords. Swords are connected with head and logic. So he disconnected himself so he can control emotional, the word I can never say, vulnerability. So you entered someone which was moving away from anything connected to water, feelings and emotions. This is what he was, and a lot of things in him he made numb. And also, if it could be this situation that life circumstances, he was like this, believing in honesty, believing in purity, believing in soul, and the life circumstances he entered and things he was forced to do in order to get what he wanted to get, he had to do such things and entered such situations and such people circles which made him lose the belief in purity or in love or in our sincerity of emotions and things like this. So this is how he was. Now next, the cards are insane, really. Next question is, what was his real emotional reaction to you? We have two major arcanas, and we again have the High Priestess, and next to it we have Tower. We have two major arcana, so it was not easy, it was not pleasant, it was not, oh, what a cute little woman, girl, something like this. I don't have time to explain you everything, but please go Google and see the High Priestess description, personality, because High Priestess is you as well. You were the Tower energy force for him. Extremely powerful duo right here. What was his very first emotional reaction to you? And we instantly see recognition, intuitive recognition. Kaboom, Tower. But at the same time, he tells himself, there is something here I cannot logically explain. And remember, this man survived and kept on going up in, I don't know, his life letter and in his successful success and wealthiness, whatever it is, by learning the hard way to control anything connected with feelings and emotions by bringing it into hard, cold logic. And here is his first reaction, emotional reaction to you. Okay, immediate intuitive recognition, almost immediate or immediate. So he tells himself, okay, there is something here I can't logically explain. And for a man who explains everything under the sun logically, this is not comfortable. And at the same time, his deep, almost psychic, emotional awareness of there is something special here, especially if you're dealing with water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They are very intuitive. Water signs are very intuitive, but it can be anyone. It's this silent recognition. It happened before he consciously started understanding it. Consciously, he started understanding it further ahead, not right away. And the same time, we see the Tower. No one likes a Tower. No one likes Tower moment, because Tower destabilizes, Tower disrupts, and structures breaking open. The walls of the structures are tumbling down. So it's someone meets someone who just breaks through the thing called this defenses, the inner defenses, those invisible walls the person had built there. Nothing ordinary about your relationship with this person. When we are asking a question, we see the huge two major arcana as the question. We see the High Priestess and the Tower. There is nothing ordinary about it. So it is emotionally penetrating, it's psychologically penetrating. It's hard to categorize somehow logically. At the same time, it's deep, familiar thing. She's feeling she is mine. She knows, she feels, she understands. But this, you see, it's unsettling for someone like him. Meeting a woman who, High Priestess combined with Tower. He understands it's not usual. He understands it's not even normal. It's something beyond. He understands she gets under my skin, but it's super uncomfortable because of the Tower. Tower is never comfortable. It cannot be comfortable. But Higher Priestess, for the man with a strong mind control, it's terrible. Okay. So he sensed something deep and profound, and he couldn't consciously, logically understand so far the emotional impact. We're looking at his first reaction. Further, let's put them like this so I could see the all of them together. Question number 3. What part of him, like this question I find important, and lots of questions I put together I find important. More important than does he love me? Does he still love me? Love for the stories like this is too tiny of a word. This is big. So what part of him did this connection with you awaken? What part of him? And we are dealing with a not ordinary man here. We are dealing with this whole universe. It's not some little simple guy. He's multifaceted diamond, as I call it. You turn it like this, it's one facet. You turn like this, it's another, it's another, it's another. You would not be able to describe him with a couple words. There would be a lot of words needed. So what part of him did this connection awaken? And we see the Queen of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. And this is interesting, especially if we're looking at it from in connection with other cards. Very interesting. We already saw right this emotional chaos. We continue asking. You awaken the necessity of rigid control. Four of Pentacles, I'm going to keep everything to myself. Guardness, fear of losing internal control, fear, oh shit, what do I do with this? How do I deal with this? That's terrifying and exciting, but terrifying more. Fear of losing internal control, fear of losing the walls of the tower, which already start to fall down. And at the same time, what is Queen of Swords is the answer to this question. Strict self-observation, the attempt to see everything from psychoanalysis, see things which cannot be seen only through psychoanalysis logic. You can't see High Priestess through psychoanalysis, it's not going to work. So this connection, our question is, what part of him this connection awakened? This connection with you pretty much forced him to become aware of this thing. How much he does suppress in himself. How much he does control himself. And how much of emotional distance he creates and tries to maintain whenever it comes to something which awakens his emotions and his feelings. Not only you awakened the feelings, but awakening his feelings, you awakened his fears, awareness, and every defense he had or didn't even know he had. Fears, necessity to control, but realization of him looking into himself and saying, damn, I suppress so much. I control so much. I distance myself emotionally from what makes me uncomfortable, because feeling deeply do make him uncomfortable. Being seen deeply, which you are capable of, makes him uncomfortable. At the same time, has huge pull to him. It's like in those horror movies. You're walking into the dark forest, you know it's scary, but you keep on walking. Let's keep on going further because it's gonna never end. Next, question number 4. You're gonna love this. What did he feel towards you but never told you? You want me to tell you the Love word. If you never even seen tarot cards in your entire life, you would know Two of Cups. You would know Two of Cups because this is the love card. Beside love, it's many more things. What did he feel? But he never either told you about it or fully expressed it or admitted it. If we avoid the word love, he felt enormous emotional resonance with you. He felt seen and he felt he saw. It's a mutual inner emotional and soul and mental recognition. I feel connected with you. He would tell you if he tried to avoid this man, the word I love you, he probably would rather have him beaten with, I don't know, with a whip. The word I love you, he can say very easily if he does not really deeply feel it, knows it, understands it. Because this type of a man, if he really feels, knows, and understands that he loves you, he would not be able to say it. There are men like this, and there are many of them like this. So if he would tell you, trying avoiding the love word, he would tell you, I feel deeply connected with you. You are my soul. You connect me with my soul, and you connect me with God, God's, whatever. Next to it, we see Page of Wands. Spark, iskra, spark, emotional spark. Yet curiosity, you're always interesting for him. Even if he knew you for 75 years, he knew of you so much, you always hold lots of unanswered questions and mysteries. Desire to move forward, to laugh with you, to feel alive. You made him feel alive. It's like, I feel alive when I think of her, when I feel her, when I allow myself to feel. He would tell you, this connection with you, this story with you made me feel alive again, emotionally, spiritually. It's warm, it's beautiful, emotional awakening. What did he feel but never fully told you? Do you want me to tell you that he loved you? He does love you still, maybe. Yes, that's love right here. Next question, in my opinion, most important, because I am into not like, does he love me? Will he call me? And keep silence. What role did you ultimately play in his life story? What do I mean, his life story? Let me sip some water. I mean his, okay, you entered into his life, it was him before you, and this is him after you. And if he's still alive, this is him now. This is the role you played in his life story. What's life story? The way he feels, the way he sees things, the way he understands things, the things you opened to him he never even thought before you, the way he behaves, how it changed, if it changed because of your influence, the way he is in peace or not in peace with himself, with the world, with his parents, with his mom, with his dad, with whatever happened to him in the past, whatever is happening to him now. This is very important. So I got 3 cards. Instead of 2, I got 3 cards, because in my personal opinion, this is the most important question, is what role did you, or I would ask, all right, what role did I ultimately play in his life story? 10 of Wands is a significant role you played in his life story. 10 of Wands, number 1. King of Cups, number 2. And right here is the Ace of Wands. This 3 cards is emotional center, is emotional core of this spread. You became so many things. How do I put it all together? First, you became a burden, which emotionally is so hard to fully carry. And at the same time, a source of emotional and creative fire, ignition, he could never fully extinguish, even though he tried. You have to understand how important is 10 of Wands here. This connection was not a light, easy thing for him. And even if you kept on saying to yourself, oh well, he never cares, when we get into the love stories, or call it, whatever you want to call it, stories like this, we try to walk away from this, forget it, suppress it, cut it, freeze it, by trying to convince ourselves he never cared. That's why he never told me anything. He never gave it down. He never cared deeply. That's why he never said anything, or he never done anything, blah, blah, blah. And we try to kind of convince ourselves to believe in this. But for High Priestess is you are, and I am very typical High Priestess. Actually, I would be a combination of contradicting cards. I would be High Priestess / Empress, which Empress is very earthy, and High Priestess is very above the earth and everything. So you sensed him just like he knew and he sensed you. Probably you still both do. That's not a case. It's not a case that he didn't care. It was never easy for him. It was never light in his world. I'm going to finish this video. When I finish explaining you these two cards, it's going to be part number 1. I'm going to record part number 2. So after this explanation, I'm gonna turn off the video, and in a second part I will explain the rest. So it was never easy for him. Never. It was really hard. And if you try to convince yourself, I didn't care. Oh, he has all the money. If you deal with a rich man, oh, he has all the money. I had a situation of he was a ballroom dancer, and she was one of his students. And he was surrounded by such significantly beautiful women, give me a break, which she couldn't even dare to compare herself with them. I told her one simple thing. Yes, they are significantly beautiful and significantly gorgeous. They're significantly talented. There are 300 of them around him on a daily basis. There is one thing you have to understand. Only one little thing. None of them is you. None of them. They are each talented and wonderful and awesome and extraordinary and this and this and this. But none of them is you. And the connection he has with you, he has with none of them. A simple truth. So it was never easy for him. It was emotionally hard, emotionally heavy for him. It was also, as you can see this card, rather psychologically heavy, hard, consuming. And he's been carrying it internally for a very long time, not because you were bad, no, but because the emotional significance of you and the story with you way, way, way exceeded what his life structure experienced before you, what he could comfortably, let's say, contain. King of Cups next to it at the same time. It was very deep. It is very deep. This is what's going on up to now. No matter where this man is very deep for him. Because we have a King of Cups. Again, the cups are Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I have a Scorpio sun. I think I consider I have 2 Scorpio suns, even though actually I have 2 sons which are biologically mine, and I have one young man which I consider also my son at a certain level, also a Scorpio. This is the sign which is, gosh, it is the most difficult, but the most insanely incredible sign is a Scorp. They are emotionally very deep, but they also are capable of control of such level which honestly none of the other signs are capable of. And I've seen it in my son Alex. Insane level of control. It's a volcano which is managing to hold all this fire ready to burst out inside. And it shows us that he can contain and he can control rather than expose. He feels deeply. He often loves deeply, even though I kind of try to avoid the word love. I think it turned into something very nothing to do with it. But King of Cups loves deeply. But he manages to hold his emotions and feelings internally and doesn't explode. But look what this is right here. Ace of Wands. Literally, girl, you are unbelievable. Unbelievable, because this is not just, everyone is like, okay, he wants to have sex with you. A lot of hot, insane, mind-blowing sex, because Ace of Wands is a very sexual card. But I'm not going to tell you this because we are looking at the question, what role did you ultimately play in his love story? And yes, Ace of Cups indeed is passion, phallic symbol, yes, but not as answer to this question. Inspiration. You inspire, whether his creativity, whether him wanting to be better, whether him wanting to make peace with himself and his parents and the world. It's inner spark, ignition, his creative fire, his life force. Yes, there is a passion here, but it's emotional awakening. It's not just romantic energy. This is art. This is, again, creativity. It's hunger for life. It's him starting to feel the taste of life, the colors of life. So is your, how do we, I don't even know, how do we summarize? So you're just too much for him. I'm not even surprised, that he never told you. I can't imagine this man started to talk. How does he tell you all this? How does he tell you that you've been all of this for him? How do you speak with a woman which is all this? What he doesn't understand that he believes it's hard, but it's not really that hard, because you as high priestess right here, you would instantly sense him, you feel him. And if you sensed his fear inside and his tension, you would instantly either joke or tell him something silly, or I don't know, or you would ask him, listen, what's the name of your dog, that funny looking thing, what's his name or her name, or whatever. You would tell something, you would behave the way, he would instantly laugh and lose this, oh my God, I don't know how to deal with her, talk to her. You were too much. So how do we summarize? It's not just the woman I love, or the woman I loved. It's the connection that emotionally very hard to carry, but which awakened, which inspired, which transformed and keeps on transforming him. It's all at once. And it's his part now. It is him now. You became him now. What you awaken, you became the part of his internal creative life and emotional force. There is expression, you became part of my mythology. This, my beautiful queens, is the part one. I can't even speak anymore. My voice is very sexy. You know, I've read about women which intentionally try to add the hoarseness to the voice, especially in the time of Marlene Dietrich. Because when she said in French, bonsoir, bonsoir, it's a hoarse, sexy voice with the, I'm not intentionally trying to do this. You know, I know a man who has such a voice. I call his voice liquid sex. I don't even know how I came up with this word. So they just like everything would just suddenly comes to me. And the way he speaks, sometimes it feels physical. That there are men which possess such voice. So maybe my horsiness is actually cute. Anyways, beauties, this is part number one. We still have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards, and we still have we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions uncovered. So this is part number one. Part number two will be coming soon. Namaste.